Welcome back, everybody. Ooh, this is She and I. I am your host, B-Love, and like always, I have my very special host with me,
India Marie.
India Marie and B-Love, the husband and wife duo you didn't know you need, but you got us and we are here to stay. This is the best thing to happen on a Tuesday. Well, damn it, since Monday. Give it up for yourself one time.
I feel like you need to tell them the name of this song.
They know the vibes.
No, they don't.
Listen.
They do not know those vibes. They do not know those vibes.
If you want to know the name of the vibes, hit me up.
You don't gotta hit them up. Just tell them the name of the song.
This is not even a relationship. I was gonna say this later on in the podcast, but I'm about to break bread with the homies right now. Fellas, first of all, happy Thanksgiving. The song was called Shivers by Ed Sheeran. Ooh, I love it when you do me like that. Get closer, give me the shivers. Now listen for a second. I know it sounds so good.
What is happening?
It's about to be Thanksgiving, man. Some of y'all going home with your significant other. Y'all might not be official. When I say official, I'm talking about you might not be married. Or some of y'all might be, stable where you at right now because you work retail. But that's cool. Shout out to my homies. They work retail, so I know you can't maneuver around the holidays like you need to. Now I'm going to give you a little tip right off the bat. Here we go. If you're with your significant other, this holiday season is just you two in the house by yourself. I challenge you to go pull up YouTube, set the vibes, you know what I mean? Get a glass of wine, get some dessert. You've already eaten at this point, right? Get some dessert, get some wine, whatever your vice is. Mine is Red Bull or Bang. I'm drinking coffee right now. No sugar, pure black. Anyway, set the vibes up. Then turn on the TV and cut on Ed Sheeran, Tiny Desk. Just vibe out. That's all you do. If you got a light dimmer, hit that bitch. Cut the lights down. If you don't have a light dimmer, that's okay. Just cut them off and let the TV illuminate the room. But I guarantee, if you cut the Ed Sheeran Tiny Desk on and just vibe out with your queen, man, that shit is a vibe, cuz. I'm trying to tell you a story right now. It don't take much. Dessert, you know what she like. I can go eat Tiff Treats, Pink Door, Christie's, whatever cookie. Toll House, I can make them. And then we sit back with a glass of wine, glass of milk, me, and we vibe out. And we just, talk. Maybe if she's feeling it, put my hand down her pants. But that's optional. You don't got to do that. That's something that I would do. You do you. Consent. We're married. I get it in right now if I needed to. But you do.
No.
What gets your engine revved up? So that's all I got to say. How you feeling right now? Tell the people how you doing.
You have to have consent before you stick your hands down anybody's pants.
I said that plain as day. How you doing?
You are on 5,000 right now, and I don't understand.
I'm drinking black coffee, by the way. And if you want to know what type of coffee I'm drinking, since they need to know everything, this is black vanilla cake cup Starbucks. They were on sale. Buy one, get one for $6.99. Well, buy one, get one free, really. Publix be trying to fool people. They be talking about buy one, get one free. No. It's really $6.99 for both. You're really not getting it free, Publix. Slow down. But I fall for the trick every time.
I'm doing all right. I have no special news to report.
Yes, you do, man. We've been gone for 2 weeks, and I'm going to get to it. So I know she was going to do that. So because I know her.
I was talking about.
Personally.
Yeah. Oh. I don't got nothing going on right now. You asked me how I was doing. You didn't ask me about the trip. You didn't ask me about none of that. You said, how you doing? What you got going on?
We're going to get to the trip, man. But in 2022, man, we got some big things popping. We going on tour. Give it up for us one time. We doing it, man. I'm telling y'all, I got it planned out. I'm finna write it down in the next week, and I'm going to make it happen. And so y'all be sure. We probably going to do like a little 5-city joint. You know what I mean? Coming somewhere near you. The venue might not be big as it is in Nashville. It's gonna be big in Nashville. But other places, we're gonna do a little 5-city joint. At least 5 city. Come holler at us. Fool with us.
What I want y'all to do.
What's up, Joe?
Because there's a lot of y'all that listen every single week on a very consistent basis.
I appreciate y'all, man.
I want
shout out to my homegirl, Miss Bill, out there.
Shoot either whichever one of us you follow, or if you only follow the
podcast.
If you only follow the podcast, or if you only watch us on YouTube, I want you to just put where you live. Just put where you live.
What if they got somebody looking for them? What if they owe somebody some money on everything? They don't hit us up on that.
No, because we can't just be picking cities. I want to know where our listeners live so that we can go see them.
Right on.
So I know we got listeners in Memphis. Obviously, we got listeners in Nashville. I want to know where everybody else lives. So
I like how you hold on.
Drop it down.
Stop.
We got listeners in Mississippi. Okay. Hazelhurst.
Thank you. Don't disrespect me like that. The disrespect is not going to be tolerated.
Anyways.
Right on.
But I want to know where everybody else lives. So whatever platform you listen to this on, whether you follow me on Instagram, Barrett on Instagram, the podcast page on Instagram, YouTube, just write wherever you live so we can go to those places.
Man, listen, and we going. I'm trying to get some special guests lined up to come out as well. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? I can depend on my partner in crime right here. To go ahead and try to find the venues, but I know it's gonna be I'm gonna be doing the heavy lifting.
Well,
but she's just gonna be there. Sometimes I used to hear rappers say all the time, like, if I ain't good looking, I can make my be a chance. Like Lil Wayne said that all the time. You are gonna bring out the people because you just look nice. You just look pretty. You're a good looking girl. Can I tell her what I gotta say something? Pause for the cause. Let's get into it. Wanna do. Recently, India and I went on a vacation, which we'll get to in a second. While we were on vacation, we went to a rooftop vibe. Super nice. I'll tell you what the name of that is in a second. India had the bright idea to, let's have conversation. You know what I mean? Let's pull out some conversation. India pulled up a random question. I'm sitting there drinking. I ain't gonna lie. She got this beverage that was fire. So I'm sitting there drinking, sipping on her beverage. Now, all of a sudden, she looked at me and said, "What turns you on about me?" What did you ask me? What was the question?
No, you act like that was hella random. It was because I was looking at...
That was the most... At the time, it wasn't random. It wasn't random. At the time, it was.
I was looking at an Instagram page
now you gotta
that asked the question. I do... Shoot, whose page was it?
Your favorite person? I'm going to try to get her to come on. I want her to be one of the special guests. If you know her out there...
I wonder if I can find it because she posts a lot, so I may not even be able to... Asking someone what turns you on only scratches the surface. It's time to dig deeper. So I just started peeling back the layers of the question as far as like what turns you on, and then it just led to other questions.
So I'm going to tell you what I said. She asked me what turns me on. You got to dig deeper. And then I give you two kind of answers that I gave her. And this is true for everybody. I said, back when I was younger, like in my 20s, my bad, I am 20s. Back when I was in my teens, when I was a lot younger, I said that things that turned me and my partners had this conversation recently. I said that, back in the day, we want some big booties, some whole breast, and that's what turns you on. Like, that's the things that turn you on. A nice looking face, whatever the case is, but mainly physical things turns you on at that age, right? Now, at the ripe young age that I am now, I said I look at things a little bit different because I have matured over the years. And now the things that turn me on, the main thing would be a woman with some drive, somebody with some passion about something. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm passionate about. She may be passionate about fashion and doing events and this and whatever the case is. As long as somebody presents that they have some sort of drive and want to get out and do more, that's gonna make my weenie wiggle every time. I feel like that's the vibe now.
So
now listen. A big butt ain't ever hurt nobody steal to this day. And little booties matter too. So that you can bring all of that to the table. However, the main thing that if I was single man, I would be looking for right now is a woman with some substance. What do you care about? What gets your gears going? I need to know that.
I said,
yeah.
So what about me turns you on?
And I said, you got a pretty face. And this guy
and I was like, that's it.
I'm like, listen.
Because after you've been with somebody for 7 years, it got to be something else you're attracted to other than their fucking face.
No, and then you said that, what you just said. She said, so, I mean, what? You just want to F my face? And I'm like, yikes. I didn't say that. I said, you have an attractive face. Would I mind doing the latter? Absolutely not. But needless to say, I am highly attracted to my wife. I think your face is beautiful. And she got upset.
No, because that ain't even how you answer the question.
Anybody get upset when you tell
That's not even how you answer the question.
So
because
I challenge
for one,
y'all,
it didn't add up. You say, if I was single, I'd be looking for a lady with some drive. I said, oh, okay, well, what turned you on about me? Your face.
Because I found you when you were younger. Not found you, but we started talking when you were younger. That's what I mean.
No.
And I was attracted to your face.
So again,
you had a fake booty.
But again, I asked you, okay, what else?
But when I saw you, the titties was sitting right.
Yeah. Was my face. So you're only attracted to my face.
No. You said
that was the issue with the question.
You said, what are you attracted to most? And I said, your face. I don't see the problem. Still to right now, I'm still missing it. It's going over my head. I'm attracted to her face. Anyway, I'm going to move on. But I challenge you out there, ladies and gentlemen, to evoke conversation during this Thanksgiving season. I don't know why he
invoking y'all, because he ain't invoked nothing. He couldn't even fully answer the damn question. So he shouldn't be invoking y'all to do nothing.
I said it, and then she stopped.
He has no ideas.
And then she stopped.
He has nothing.
After I said that, she stopped and looked at me like this. That's it. I'm like, bro, you said what's the thing that most... And then we went into it, but we had a ball. Anyway, needless to say, our anniversary was last weekend before last. And that's why we didn't record the podcast. I apologize, but man, we were still in the airport during the time we would normally record. So we just took a little week off. But anyway, we went to San Francisco. Give it up one time for the Yay area. Went to San Francisco, and I told you guys on the latter podcast as well. I said, hey, I had this idea that I wanted to take India for our 7th anniversary to see one of the old or new 7 wonders of the world. The Golden Gate Bridge, with that in mind, was one. So we went and we took pictures by the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, let's get down and dirty real fast. San Francisco would never go back. I'm going to keep it real. Not a place that I enjoy. Did you enjoy it? Come on now. I don't want to offend our San Francisco listeners, but boy.
I enjoyed bits and pieces.
Small bits.
Yeah, small bits. So I'll start with the good things first.
Okay.
The food, great. Yeah. We didn't have a single bad meal there. Even like my diet is very like, it's constantly shifting. And so one day we went to a brunch spot that was bomb. And I ordered the shrimp and grits. But I don't do a lot of dairy anymore. And the shrimp, but it was like the grease, the dairy, the shrimp made me feel terrible after that. So that night, I basically ate raw food. Like
oh, you sure did.
I ordered like a platter and it was just raw food. But even that was good. So we didn't have a single bad meal while we were there.
I'm going to tell y'all where to go to. I still got it in my phone. I'm going to tell you the vibes.
The views, incredible, immaculate. I guess I underestimated like the hills, like when you're driving through San Francisco, because at one point we were driving and it's just like up and down, up and down. And at one point it literally felt like we were driving off of a cliff, because we have lately, when we've been going out of town, we've been renting cars through Turo instead of like your traditional car rental companies. So we rented a Mustang on Turo, and it sits low anyway. So we was like going down the street and it felt like we were going off a cliff. And I looked at Beard. I said, Beard, I swear my stomach just dropped to my asshole.
Man,
I got so nervous.
Dang, I lost my
But
list.
it's just everywhere you turned, it's just like the views were incredible. There were
Here we go. I got it.
so we did not like San Francisco as a whole, but there were things that we did that was beautiful. So say for instance, I had like a group of girls that was like, hey, you want to do wine country? Then I would be like, yeah, that's fine. But if someone would be like,
Okay.
hey, let's just go to San Francisco, I'm probably going to pass because I guess I should have known this because everybody that I've talked to about this have like said basically San Francisco is one of the worst cities in America for like homelessness. And I didn't know. I just didn't know that. And so it really caught me off guard. Like we've seen homelessness before, but this was a different level. So not only were they homeless, but they were extremely strung out. So
and like aggressive.
And aggressive, yes. And so if you know like the homeless people in Nashville or even in Memphis, like I mean, they might be high, they might be drunk. I don't know,
but they calm.
This was a different level, and I kid you not. So we stayed at the Westin St. Francis, and it was a beautiful hotel. Like I loved our hotel, but you walk out the door, turn the block, and everywhere you look, there's homeless people.
Every corner,
and they're like high out of their minds. This was the first place that I've ever been to where I've visibly seen people doing drugs on the street. Like I know it happens, but this is the first time that I've like, and I mean I've seen people do drugs before, but just like
drugs
out in the open on the street and just incoherent, like
knocking it back. I'm talking about out here snorting it up, shooting it up with needles. I said, oh, putting a glass pipe in their mouth. I'm like, boy, what in the hell have I walked into an episode of The Wire?
Like one day, it was like a Sunday, middle of the day. It's like 4:00. We're walking to our car, and there's like a young lady, and she's like curled over in the corner, and she's like kind of making noises, and like we look back, and her face is just like
Wanda.
So like, you know, in the movies when you see people like take a hit, or like for instance, heroin. In movies, when you see people shoot up and their eyes like roll back in the back of their head,
they do like this right there.
That is literally what she did. We're walking down the street, we see people like hit a line. The night we went to the rooftop bar, there's a guy sitting on the street with his pipe, and I'm like, where's the police? Like, I don't even understand what's happening here.
Then it's crazy. We went to the rooftop bar. My guy that checked us in. Me and Indy was like, hey, bro, this how it always is. I see, it's no parking lots around here, no parking garages. He was like, yeah, man, don't even worry about that. He said, over there, it's where the homeless people congregate. He said, so that's why we valet. So I'm like, damn, all right, cool. But he said it like it was a normal occurrence, like it always happens.
And I shouldn't have said, where are the police?
Yeah.
I don't know, where the mental health professionals. I don't know. I just felt like somebody needed to come save these people because, and it was kind of like heartbreaking because they weren't all like older people. It wasn't all like, people in their 40s and 50s, which I guess you kind of don't know because people who are on drugs real bad, they age terribly, especially depending on the type of drugs that they're on.
Man.
But we saw some people that were super strung out that looked so young. To this day, I can't get their faces out of my head because I just felt so bad.
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah. So that's just not a vibe that you just want to see on vacation.
And then not on your anniversary. You trying to make sure that thing is good and juicy. And you walk around and seeing somebody good and juicy. Good and juicy. I know, I want that.
And it's for someone who, we talked about like edibles and all that stuff on previous podcast episodes. But I also come from a family of addiction. Like it runs deep in my family. Both sides. And I had people saying, like, are you going to hit the distillery? But after seeing all those people, I was like, I don't even want to get no kind of high. Like, I don't want nothing to do with it because it's just, it was a complete mind fuck for me. It was just too much.
My girl was throwing. So I'm going to tell you this quick story. When we first got there,
When it kind of some of it kind of brought back like really bad memories from my childhood as
Trauma
well.
bonds. You started getting traumatized, huh?
Yeah,
Triggered.
so I was just like, it was very triggering for me. And like every time we walked out, the day we pulled up, we went to the brunch spot where I ate the shrimp and grits, very parallel parked on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
I got out of the car. There was a trash can. First of all, there's trash everywhere.
It wasn't the first day, but go ahead. That was Brenda's. First day went to Voodoo
I said we
Cafe.
went to brunch.
Go ahead.
At Brenda's. That was brunch, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't the first day. Keep going. Just keep going.
But there's trash everywhere.
Broken glass everywhere.
Because the homeless people are going through it looking for food. We saw multiple people going through the trash cans looking for food. And I got out of the car and it was like needles everywhere on the ground. Needles.
And it wasn't no diabetes needles either, because I remember my granddaddy had to take insulin in his diabetes. He had to take insulin, so it wasn't an insulin needle. I mean, it could have been, but I know what it was.
No, and I mean, just looking at the San Francisco population, I think they do a lot of walking there. We didn't see a lot of overweight people there. So I don't know what their diabetic population is looking like, but I'm pretty sure that is not what those needles were, especially in a trash can in the middle of downtown San Francisco.
And let me tell you something that should have been a red flag to me before we went to San Francisco. And we not bashing San Fran. Listen, we'll get to the good parts in a second. But somebody told me there was an app, a poop finder app in San Francisco that lets you know where poop is on the sidewalk. And they're not lying. If you just type in poop finder, the next words that are going to come up are San Francisco. It says, is there really a poop finder app? The app called Snap Crap is an app in San Francisco that lets you take pictures, like Waze, right? You take pictures of it. Right here. It's poop on 51st Street. No step in it. Watch your feet. So, hey, man, listen. San Francisco.
I was going to say, we were driving down the street and we passed by a lady. Her pants and her panties was down, and she was like bent over. I have no idea what she was doing, but all I saw was her whole ass crack.
Had shaking that monkey, but too short in Oakland.
It wasn't like, I'm not saying it's coming from like a judgy place. I'm coming from a place of why are there so many,
right?
And why are there no resources to help?
That's what was kind of heartbreaking. Like, you seeing all this stuff and you're really wondering, like, damn, what happened? Because where are the resources? Where are the people helping?
Usually, if it's like a downtown area, there's some sort of like center. Like when you drive downtown Nashville, there's the
I think that's where the center went to the rooftop. That was the center.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
But but at the center in San Francisco, they were sitting outside the center doing drugs, selling drugs, doing the most. You can't do that at the center here.
You know what T.I. said? T.I. said a long time ago that going to jail, he had seen and did more drugs than he ever did on the street or seen on the street. Because when you go to jail, you're in there with these people who are also in there for the same reason, doing the same things, who can still get the same drugs. When homeless people congregate in that area, if you're not ready to quit, or if you're not trying to actively quit doing drugs, and I'm not saying drugs are the only reason why these people are homeless, but if it is the reason, and if you are around other people who also do those things, you are going to be receptive to those things.
I don't think that was like the homeless shelter.
Okay.
I don't think it was. Because the guy was like, remember the guy was like, well, that's where the street boys go.
Oh, you're right.
Or the corner boys. That's where the corner boys go.
Yeah.
So I was like,
they rocks off.
Okay. So there was not a single time that we stepped foot outside of our hotel that we didn't see something like that.
Oh,
and it was a lot.
It was depressing. But now listen. Oh, one more story about that. We first pulled up, got to the hotel. We didn't even go to the hotel first. We just kind of drove around. We parked and we walked in Union Square. A lot of shopping, real vibed out. Like beside the homeless people, super vibed out area. We walked down the street and this homeless guy out of nowhere started walking super fast. Walks past us. And India, I'm talking about India did this so fast.
No,
I wasn't even worried about cup.
For one, he didn't have no mask on.
Yeah.
And for 2, he was like...
He was just shaking and walking face. He was like... he was breathing hard. My man, listen.
Oh, it did. But then he like stumbled into a black man. That man looked up. He said, "The fuck you want, nigga?"
The homeless dude
and this homeless man, he went and shook the other way.
He said, "Man, get the hell on out of here, because I don't want no part of what you about to give me." That was the funniest thing I seen on the whole trip. Now, the good part, beautiful hotel, beautiful. We stayed in the area, perfect area. Parking, same in Chicago. We talked about this before. If you're going and you rent a car, use Turo. You get a nice ass car from Turo.
And I was gonna say it's different because we've been to places where. So the difference between a place like Chicago or San Francisco, from a place like New York, is that in San Francisco and Chicago, especially San Francisco, you have to have a car. Because the attractions are too far apart to use Uber or Lyft.
Yeah.
So, when you go to New York, if you choose to rent a car, parking is going to be high. But things that you do in New York are so close together. And then they have a great public transit system. And I guess we could have experimented with the cable cars, but we just didn't.
She don't like public transportation because of COVID. And I get it. But I will say, I'm going to run down this list and tell y'all where the vibes are now. The place, the breakfast / brunch spot India mentioned was called Sweet Maple. You don't need a reservation, but if you're from and around the Nashville area, it's just like Biscuit Love. Get there early or your ass going to be in trouble. Also, another one called Sun and Garden. Really for the vibes for the women. It's a brunch spot, real Instagrammable spot. They got stuff hanging down the ceilings and all that. Brenda's French Soul Food. Really good food. That's what she was talking about.
That's where I got the shrimp and grits from.
Gave her heartburn and shit, though. Real, like, Southern kind of Italian vibes. They want to be Louisiana, but they ain't it. Yeah,
but you really enjoyed your beer at gumbo, so not Italian vibes, but...
Yeah, like Creole vibes. Sorry, French. I said Italian. My bad. French vibes. All right? And then... Wild Seed Cafe. Wild Seed was, restaurant, not a cafe. Wild Seed was my treat to her. Every time we go somewhere now, being the man that I am, I try to find a vegan or vegetarian restaurant to take her to. And this is what I did this time. Wild Seed was the spot. Pretty good food for me. She really enjoyed it. But for me, I like some meat. I want some bacon. You feel me? I want some chicken. What do you mean? Beef? I like filet mignon. That's what I like. All right, now then, okay, off the food. Oh, no, Charmaine's Rooftop. Charmaine's Rooftop. And then Italian Smoke. Go ahead. I know you about to talk about that.
International Smoke. That's Maisha Curry's restaurant.
Aisha.
I said Aisha.
I think you said Maisha. Go ahead.
No, Aisha Curry's restaurant. She teamed up with another chef, but that's where we actually had our anniversary dinner. And the food was... immaculate. It was very good.
They sell ribs. And I was looking at these ladies, right? So I'm such a jerk. I saw these ladies order like 2 slabs of rib. I'm looking at them like, damn, I wonder how they finna eat this rib due to COVID. I wonder they gonna put the bone in their mouth. But they didn't do that. They ate it with a fork. I'm like, man, you ain't even rib.
I'm not gonna order a rib if I gotta eat it with a fork.
Right, I'm gonna get busy. International Smoke my ass. It's on the menu. I'm finna lick my fingers. I'm gonna wash my hands accordingly.
Yeah, but International Smoke, I really enjoyed that restaurant. It was good.
All right, now, so for the attractions that we did, we went to Muir Woods. That was the highlight. 2 highlights. Muir Woods.
But what you should know, if you go to San Fran and you book Muir Woods, you gotta pay to go.
Take the shuttle, too.
It is a national park, and it is not free.
Nope.
So we pay probably like $32, $35 for the both of us, but you have to pay an entry fee into the park. And then we took the shuttle. So if you don't reserve a parking spot online for the park, you have to take a shuttle. It takes like 30 minutes to get to Muir Woods from the inside of San Francisco. From Sausalito. 30 minutes from Sausalito to get to Muir Woods. So we drove up there because we were not prepared. We drove up there
I didn't know.
thinking that we were just going to park, hop out the car, go hiking, have a good time. When we got up there, they was like, can you show us your reservation? And we was like, what?
I tried to finesse too. I'm like, what you mean reservation? Like I almost told him, he said, last name? I should have said Smith. It's always a Smith on every list. I thought about saying it, but I forgot. And I panicked and I said, no. He said, well, you got to go back down. Like, fuck.
So we drove 30 minutes back down the scary mountain. And
Hey, you should drive up it though, just for the vibes. Drive up the mountain just to get the feeling.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. And it was very cloudy. There was a lot of clouds and a lot of fog when we went, but you could still see it. It was very pretty.
But the hiking, immaculate. Oh, I had a good time. I'm never going hiking. All right. Hiking trips.
What?
Hiking trips with your significant other are not exercise. Let's go ahead and put that out there. Fellas, if you're going hiking with your woman, it's a date. It's not exercise. If you want to go hiking for exercise or for fitness, go with the homies. Go with your partners. These type of trips,
you discuss that you're gonna exercise.
you can't take
beforehand.
a black woman. You can't take a black woman hiking. Not without telling her.
Because he was trying to walk
I
fast,
was.
slick run,
Nope.
and I wasn't trying to sweat my hair out. That's not what I wanted to do. Like a stroll.
My edges.
But we did not do. I mean, we went off of the normal like tourist trail, and we did like a real hiking trail.
It wasn't. What are you talking about? We went off the tourist trail.
The bottom part.
Jesus Christ.
That's where most people were going. We could have kept going straight on the flat part, but no, we had to hike up into the tree to the top of the trees.
Exactly. What's the point of going somewhere like that?
I didn't mind doing it. You were just walking too fast. What are we talking about here? You were walking too fast in a discussion. You was making me sweat. I didn't want to sweat.
I look back and I said, bro, Pilates ain't doing no conditioning. So I said,
Well,
once a week.
It's just
I said once a week,
can.
we're going to have to run a mile because my girl was over there like this.
It was like,
And I promise we didn't do nothing but like 2 miles.
no, but it was
It
also
was all uphill though.
all uphill, and there were a lot of flights of stairs.
Next time, get them damn thighs together and you won't have to worry
My
about that.
thighs are fine.
Something wasn't fine the way you were breathing. I wanted to pull some albuterol out and hook you up to an oxygen
I was not
tank.
the only one breathing hard. There were people coming down the mountain who
Boy, I tell you the truth.
we took the harder way up.
It don't matter what we did.
If y'all saw those stairs,
It was 1.8 miles, 2 miles. I'm just gonna round up 1.88 miles.
that
2
ain't
miles.
you looking at your phone?
Yes.
No, so it has to be more than that because your phone died
Oh,
halfway
my
through the
phone did
hike.
die. My phone died. All right. Shoot some. You're right. So it was more like 3. You're right. My phone
It was
died.
more than 3. I should have turned my darn phone on. It was more than 3 because your phone died halfway
Anyway.
through the hike.
Anyway, go there to hike. Now listen, the next thing we went to, and if I ever go back to NoCal, this is where we're going to stay. Even I do want to go to Oakland still, but Napa Valley. Give it up one time.
Yeah, next time I might just find like a bed and breakfast in Napa
That's what you should do.
and just do that. And
That's
then go
the
into
vibes.
San Francisco
To eat
for like
for
a
one
day
day.
or so to just eat, maybe catch a game. Like if you want to catch a basketball game or so. Because I have, I know someone that's taking a trip there in April and they're planning to go to a game. Maybe catch a game, go to a museum,
I wanted to catch a game.
go in town for a little bit of shopping.
Yeah, but really, parlay and just kick it and hang back in Napa. Go to different wineries. Go to different, have some cheese, charcuteries. Do all of that. It's a good time. It was a real subtle vibe. And I would have much rather spent my time there than in San Fran. And I don't even drink. But boy, we went to Domain, what was it?
Caneros.
Domain Canados Winery. Man, it was beautiful. And I told them it was our anniversary. So they sent me in the members only place. Oh, by the fireplace. Had the vibes cooking. So listen.
And that was it, because they was gonna sit us outside, But because it was kind of rainy that day, they had a big tent covering it.
Yeah.
And they were trying to keep the heat in because it was chilly that day. So I was like, this is just not giving anniversary. And so I was like, do you got somewhere else for us to sit? Mm-hmm. And he was like, I'll sit you up here since it's your anniversary.
Oh, yeah. Big vibes.
It was so nice.
Big vibe. Put us over there. She got a flight. So I said, shit. When in Napa, why not be a Kappa? I got a flight of wine too. Man, let me tell y'all. I polished off one of the glasses. Bubbly, sparkling wine. They can't call it champagne because the grapes aren't made from champagne grapes anyway, or champagne. I don't forget what he said now. But nevertheless, I drank a glass of that wine. All of a sudden, I'm sitting still, and I looked around. Everybody was moving except me. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what did they give me? I felt like Bill Cosby poured my wine glass.
But that was like some really good wine because it kicked in quick.
Man, didn't waste no time.
But I did not have a headache the next day either because I drank my wine.
All 4 glasses. I'm looking back, how are you doing this now? We left out of the winery, and what did we see? Somebody had earled all over the place, like in the parking lot. They couldn't handle their wine. And I think I know who it was. It was that little old lady. It was a old lady that got up. She was stumbling, bumbling, fumbling. I think when she got outside, she threw up.
So if you're going to do that, I think that you should get up, eat a really good breakfast that morning. Yeah. Drink you a lot of water before you go. Mm-hmm. And then when you get there, drink as much wine as you can handle. And then go eat afterwards.
And take your time. Don't rush yourself. Have a good time. Take in the vibes. Take some photos. And then once, you get a little sober, a lot of sober, don't drink and drive, go to the next spot.
Yeah. And I really wanted to go to a second spot, but
she was toasted.
We were really, really tipsy from the first spot. And the way that we had timed the day out, had we done a second one, we probably wouldn't have made it to our dinner reservation that night. And I really wanted to try that restaurant. So,
yeah.
But
good times all around. Good time. Give it up one time for San Francisco, man. We love you.
And then, Golden Gate Bridge, like, it's just like, it's a sight. Like, you go, see it, voila. That's it.
Yeah. We did that. We did the road thing.
Let me not say that, because there are things that you can do with the Golden Gate Bridge. You can choose to rent a bike and ride your bike across the bridge, or you can walk across the bridge. But we didn't do that. So we drove across it several times in the car, and then we just found like a picture spot, and we, took pictures by the bridge. But that's also
and they got the beaches too. But the beaches ain't like LA. Ain't like San Diego. It's cold.
Yeah.
Well, in November it's cold. But so go to a beach if you go earlier. But just catch a vibe, man. Listen, all in all, I give San Francisco scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely LA. I give San Francisco probably about a 4. But that's cool. It's still good.
I wouldn't even go there for, like, I like to shop on vacation. If you're trying to do that it's not even a good place for that. I went thinking that I was going to just really come up on some stuff, and they had the same stuff that we have here in Nashville. There was nothing exclusive about it.
And there it is.
I didn't buy nothing.
So the craziest thing just happened. We had to take a commercial break. My mom called. She called me first. I was like, damn. Might saw me look down. Oh my God. My mom's calling. I'm just gonna call her back when we get done. I look over, she calls India. I'm like, okay. It must be serious. Let me call my mom. My mom called me to tell me that Rudolph
is on
the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's on CBS. Make sure Blake is watching Rudolph on CBS. I'm mad. Feel my heart. I never know what's gonna happen. My mom calls me. She calls India. Like, it didn't even in less than 10 seconds. She called me. I look over. She calling India. Last time she did that, she told my dad was dead. I didn't know what to do, so I had to call her back.
Obviously, he's very triggered right now.
And I'm frantic. What the fuck is that?
Oh, and she left me a voicemail.
She left her a voice message to tell her make sure Blake is watching Rudolph. What type of person is my mom? I got a headache.
You take a deep breath.
I'm finna eat those edibles that you ate the other day and relax. It's Thanksgiving. What am I thankful for? Well, I'm thankful that my mom didn't call me and tell me nothing crazy. But I'm also not thankful that she called me just to tell me Rudolph was on and let Blake watch it. Shit is ridiculous. Anyway, go to San Francisco, man. Y'all have a good time. Explore. I will say, go once. I'm glad we went. But I thought I was about to get Full House vibes, and I got The Wire. I went from Full House to The Wire.
It's Full House on the street that they recorded Full House on.
And shit, it's Full
And
House,
that's it.
full of crack pipes, crack houses.
Drive down Lombard Street. It's super cute, like very cute.
Drive down it, then stop, park, and walk back up it and take some photos. That's what she did. So there you go.
And go see the Painted Ladies. Other than that, I don't know what else. The only thing that we did not get to do, Beard knows I love museums. And they have a museum of modern art there that we did not have enough time to go to.
And Twin Peaks. And I ain't talking about Twin Peaks like the restaurant, the real Twin Peaks. But it's all good, man. One day we'll venture back out west, yay, and go to San Francisco, go to Napa, and then visit San Francisco.
It would almost be worth staying in Sausalito. Because Sausalito is like right across the bridge.
In Oakland next time. I'm a little hungry over here. My stomach is growling. But I'm going to tell y'all this. So we didn't even get to everything. We kicked the weekend off. Like going to a comedy show with the homies Ray and Golden. Give it up one time for the homies. Went to see Carlos Miller, Mississippi's own. Went out there to kick it at Zany's, had a ball. We did that. So every time we have a little opportunity to break free, we make it a thing. When we got back, we went out again.
We did.
Went to an influencing event, and I met this guy named Zach. He was a homosexual man, but he was the most fun I've ever met a stranger. Me and him, we hit it off. That's my shout out to Zach and Ricky. Ricky was his homegirl. I just want to shout Zach out because the way he was acting was crazy. He was like, bitch, look at your wife. You have a fine wife, you bitch. He called me a bitch like 30 times, but I didn't. Who am I? I said, man, keep going.
You never know what you're going to get from these influencer events. And I haven't been to one in a long time because I don't generally like going to them.
Y'all know her.
And so I got invited to one at the Diamond Cellar in Green Hills. And I was like, well, I knew what kind of place the Diamond Cellar was. And I just wanted to see the inside of it because I can't afford to just walk in there and go buy nothing out of there. So I was like, well, since they're inviting me, let's go. And so Beard and I went, walked in. They gave us free champagne.
Yeah.
It was an open bar. They had martinis in there, a ton of past hors d'oeuvres. They had a cigar rolling bar.
I got all the cigars. Got them all. Oh, then we'll talk about that on the next episode. I do want to talk about that too. Let's talk about it now. I went and got a cigar. The guy said, what's up? I said, hey, man, what you doing over here? I'm acting like me. He said, man, rolling a cigar. I said, give me one. I said, matter of fact, give me two. He said, okay, cool. I said, where you find these? Man, Frank can go to my Instagram, man. Hit me up. Like, if you want them, big, fat, chunky white dude, like Santa Claus without the beard. So I said, cool, man, appreciate it. Then we met another couple, black couple, only other black couple in the building, Tremaine and his wife. Give it up for them one time. So I'm sitting there talking to Tremaine, and Indy and his wife got up and they went back over to the cigar place because Tremaine wanted a cigar. This thing I know, Indy comes back with a bag full of cigars and one wrapped in pink paper. And he said, India, he gave me this one because he told me that was his special concoction. I said, we ain't smoking that one then.
That's not what he said.
Cause I know what he finna get you.
That's not what he said. I sat over there and I was with
for
Tremaine's
at least an
wife,
hour.
And he was like, I'm finna make your husband jealous.
See what I'm saying?
And so he gave me there were more of the type of cigar that he gave me, but they went fast. And so I took the last one.
She got a bag full of cigars and cuz.
I do. I have 4 cigars in a bag. And then he had 2. So we have 6 cigars and I don't smoke like that. So I don't.
It was crazy.
You're going to have some friends over so you can smoke the cigars. Cause
yeah.
I don't know what to do with them.
This
but
is the wildest shit.
It was a good event.
Yeah.
Interesting group of people, but it was a good event.
I had a ball. You understand me?
First of all, he wanted to go because I just felt like he wanted to see like what it was about, but he kind of didn't want to go. And so as soon as we walked in there, he was like, this ain't my kind of vibe. What the hell you got me up in?
Man, it wasn't my kind of vibe, man.
Fussing. As soon as we stepped foot in the door, he fussing.
It wasn't my type of vibe.
So then, I don't know, probably like 35 minutes passed by. He getting loose. He done had a couple sips of champagne himself.
When I say a couple, 2. Shit was horrible.
And then he found some friends, met some people. He wasn't ready. We was only supposed to stay in there for like an hour. Yeah. We were there. The event was from 7 to 9. We got there at 7:30.
And I still gotta go over and see the homies.
And we didn't leave until after 9. We were there past the end time.
Yeah.
I met Zach and Ricky. Old time.
I met Zach and Ricky and Trey. I told Zach and Ricky that I would come. They work at the radio station. I'm not going to say which one, but I told them I'm going to come visit them. And Zach was like, you better. And I'm like, all right, cool, bro. I'm going to come check you out. It's like, oh. But anyway, that's where we've been, man. So I'm sorry that was so damn long to tell y'all all the events. We probably missed a few, but man, I had a hell of a topic to talk about, but I want to do it some justice. And right now I see what time it is. I don't want to prolong this. So I'm going to hit the... Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, because I can't find what I was going to talk about. So we're going to briefly talk about Thanksgiving because I can't find what I was going to talk about. That's what I'm about
to talk about right now. But before I talk about Thanksgiving, let me hit the button. I got the keys. We about to talk about a lot Thanksgiving related, but I knew we were going to talk about this, so I wanted to give you my relation tip right now. And B-Love's relation tip is all about Thanksgiving etiquette when you meet the family for the first time. Oh, I think I may have said this last year, but I'm going to say it again this year. If you are a man, and you are meeting a young lady's family for the first time, and it happens to be during Thanksgiving. And remember, if she comes from a black household, like an Orange Mound household over here, you got to have thick skin. It's one thing you got to remember going into it. The next thing you got to remember going into it is don't show up empty-handed. Bring something. If you know you can't cook, don't bring
a bottle of wine.
Bring a bottle of wine. If you know these people are holy, buy you something packaged. But do not show up empty-handed. You got to make sure that you impress your significant other's family. Well, let me ask you a question now.
Well, you have met a myriad. Something?
Go ahead.
You know what's never going to fail you? That apple pie, that frozen apple pie.
Don't do that shit. You're going to get booed out of here.
No, I'm going to enjoy it. Because you can take it out of the box. Don't bring it in the box. Cook it at the house. Cook it in the house. And get you a little tub of vanilla ice cream.
I'm going to tell you what's really going to pull you through. You better pull your ass up to Cheesecake Factory and buy you a cheesecake. That's on game.
You bring a cheese. Pies?
It don't matter. Patty got pie. Cheesecake got cheesecake. And everybody know a name brand cheesecake. Oh, you went to... Look, they gonna think you mega balling. It's somebody like your family. They don't know nothing. Oh, you got a cheesecake. I'm just playing. These are jokes.
No, because I don't be wanting desserts like that for Thanksgiving.
Bro,
I be
you
wanting
bring a cheesecake from the Cheesecake
pie.
Factory. They sell those at Cheesecake Factory.
All they sell is cheesecake.
No, they don't. No,
yes,
they don't. Oh, my God. She gonna argue with me.
No.
I didn't see it at all.
Does not sell pecan pie.
What did you do when you met your boyfriend's family for the first time? Did you bring them something? Was it ever a time when you met them on a holiday when you brought some? You've had a myriad of boyfriends, so tell me about it.
No.
You never met them and gave them anything?
No, I was in high school. The last boyfriend's house I went to before you was in high school. And what was I cooking in high school?
Not cooking, but just bringing like...
I didn't bring them nothing.
You could bring some flowers to fellas, that's what you can do. I gave her mom flowers. That's what you can do for sure.
When did you get my mama flowers?
I sent your mom some flowers. Want to call her and ask her? Call her right now.
No.
She probably remembers. But I remember your dad said, oh, nigga think he got my daughter. Now he want to bring my wife some shit. I remember that. You don't remember that?
No.
She is tripping, cuz.
No, I do not.
On everything. But I say all that to say this. I remember one time I bought somebody's family some popcorn and it worked. So figure out what they like and go out there and do that. Now listen.
Like the flavored popcorn?
Yeah.
Did you get it from TJ Maxx?
No, I got it from Boy Scouts.
You know, TJ Maxx be selling all kinds of popcorn and shit during the holidays.
Boy Scout got them tubs though. I used to sell that shit. My dad was a scout leader, so I ain't get my booty hole tampered with anything like that.
Oh my gosh, too much.
But anyway, let me continue to keep going. Now this year, India and I have decided to stay at home during Thanksgiving. Give it up for India one time for making that decision. Woo, I'm so happy. Now, the thing that we run into is India cooking.
Wait, why are you so happy?
Because I just didn't want to drive. To be honest with you, I just didn't want to drive.
But you will never feel like that way about Mississippi.
We just got back. But if you want to go, we can go. Like, don't get it twisted. Now, I don't mind driving to see family and friends. I got a big heart.
No, I don't feel like going.
See what I'm saying? Why don't you feel like going in Miss Sassy Pants?
Because I feel like we always have something to do.
I just said the same thing.
And for once, I just kind of want to sit back in my own house.
Yep.
And maybe like
watch all the TV.
Yeah, and just like spend time with, because I mean, honestly, the way our life has been set up this, like for the past 6 months, there is like not a lot of time where it's been me, Bear, and Blake in the house. Like this year has just been super busy for us. So like I'm going on the weekends now. Before I started Pilates, Bear was going on the weekends working, and this weekend is the first weekend where all of us, like, we just don't have nothing to do. We don't have anywhere to go. And so I kind of feel bad for not going, but then I kind of don't feel bad because I just feel like we need to, like, this household, this family, we just need to reset and just hang out here.
Well, I'm nervous about India's cooking. Now, India is a shade tree vegetarian, shade tree vegan. Really ain't necessarily one for real.
It's really hard to cook TV because I don't eat the food, so I don't taste it no more.
And everything she cooked is gonna have smoked paprika. It's gonna have all of the what's this stuff I don't like to use all the time.
How did chicken look I cooked downstairs?
It looks good. How does the chicken taste? The verdict is still out. I'm gonna eat after this. Now listen up though. All the smoked paprika, all the other stuff you use, herbs and rosemary. I bet it got rosemary on it.
I don't know. No, it doesn't. It does not have rosemary on it.
I've never seen a person that doesn't eat meat but uses rosemary. I talked about this on the previous episode.
It was a recipe that I used from a friend. That was Ess's recipe.
Anyway.
Joe must like rosemary.
All that being said, before we started recording the podcast, India burned some mashed potatoes. And then tried to... I'm not done. And then tried to pass the mashed potatoes off as hash browns. Well, you know these are burned, right?
Listen.
Nah, they just got a little hash brown texture to them. Listen. What kind of texture is that?
So,
burnt.
A friend of mine cooked some mashed potatoes, and the texture of them was like restaurant quality. So, you know, it was, but she also used heavy cream and butter. And I could do the butter, but the heavy cream is just too much. It's like, I don't like heavy cream. And so my mom, when she was here this past week, she cooked some mashed potatoes. And my mom does not heavily season her food at all.
Nope.
Like she makes very bland food, which is probably where I get it from. But she also, like when I got to high school, she started making like a conscious effort to eat healthier because she was trying to avoid some of the sicknesses and illnesses that are generally passed down, that aren't really passed down. But, you know.
We got it.
She's trying to avoid that. And so she made these mashed potatoes, and they weren't like super salted or anything, but they were good. The texture was there. So I was like, well, how did you make these without using no milk or heavy cream for these potatoes? And she said that she just used olive oil and butter. That's all she used. So I said, okay. So I, cook. Oh, and she said that they have to be Yukon Yukon potatoes. So I said, all right, went and bought my Yukons, boiled them, drained the water, and then I went and put them back on the skillet, put them in a skillet so I could mash them. But I forgot to take the skillet off the heat. And so the top layer of the potatoes are good, but the bottom layer tastes like a hash brown. And that's all I got. Like, whatever. I bet you gonna eat them.
Yukon mashed potatoes shouldn't taste like I'm eating a Yukon truck. I'm scared for Thanksgiving.
Is that how they taste?
God bless me right now. So I told her to call Jim and Nick's earlier. I said, India. Call Jim and Nick's to make sure I can get me some food for Thanksgiving. She called Jim and Nick's and she said, I got bad news. They said they're not taking any more orders. When I was at work, all I told Indy was, all right, bye. And I got off the phone. I was so depressed. Depression set in over my body. I'm not a big eater.
He's just being dramatic.
I'm not a big eater. But I do enjoy Thanksgiving, being around, having food for that one day. Knowing that I have to depend on my beautiful wife. She does a lot of stuff great, man. Great mother, stylish, beautiful face. Look at her hair. But look at those mashed potatoes downstairs. Are they hash browns or are they potatoes? You do the math.
Okay, well, don't eat.
I'm about to eat my stomach growling right now.
Don't eat.
All I want to say is, everybody out there, man, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your loved ones. Enjoy your family. And if you got a leftover plate, send it to B-Love and it'll be great.
No, because I'm going to cook. I'm going to cook something. Now, the only thing I'm kind of stumped on.
See what I'm saying? See, anytime that comes out of anybody's mouth in the kitchen, I'm kind of stumped.
No.
Run.
The only thing I'm stumped on is the meat because I cook regular chicken all the time for them. And
turkey dry as hell, though.
It's just Barrett and Blake. And Blake isn't even a big meat eater. So I don't know what to cook as far as like the meat goes. But I could do the sides. I can do the sides if I take my time. Now, I am, and maybe this is another reason why I don't really want to go home. Granted, I still have grandparents in Memphis, but I'm still kind of, messed up about my maternal grandmother passing away in September. What you say?
I'm praying. My bad, keep going.
Shut up. You being rude. And she used to make a carrot cake every year.
No, Indy, don't stay in your lane.
And before she passed,
stay in your lane.
Barry, I can bake. I make good desserts.
Go ahead, Indy.
Is that not a lie?
Indy, go ahead. A lie? Keep talking.
What you want? You want me to make you a lemon meringue pie?
I'm gonna make my own lemon meringue pie. I already thought about that. Mine came out fire one time I made it. Ooh, gotta whip that egg, yo. Go ahead.
But before she passed, she gave me the recipe to the carrot cake, and so I've been like debating it. So I think like either Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going to try to bake the carrot cake. And if it turns out good, then I'm going to have my mama come and stop by when she leaves Memphis to get a piece. Because I know she's really bummed about it too. Because that's the one thing that my grandmother made every single year, a carrot cake. And it was incredible every time. I don't like nobody else's carrot cake. When the white folks cook carrot cake, it's nasty. I don't like it. I don't know what that is. It's too much carrot in the cake. My grandma put just enough carrot in the cake. Listen, want that cake.
I really hope you achieve that goal.
I do, because I might be in the kitchen crying while I'm trying to cook. You know what? What I think I'm gonna do,
everything else gonna be burned, but that shit gonna be fire.
I'm gonna bring her picture in the kitchen. I'm gonna sit it there and I'll be like, Mimo, just give me a sign. Just let me know. Speak to me in this kitchen.
You're gonna master that carrot cake. But
and
you're gonna destroy everything else.
Well, you cook. I only gotta be the only person in the house cooking.
I'm trying to buy some. I might smoke me. I might smoke some. Nah, look.
But then I also said, Bear, we don't have to have a traditional Thanksgiving. We can do a cookout. We can do all kinds of stuff.
I'm gonna call my home and see if they cook.
Who you talking about?
Don't worry about it. Keep talking.
Who's your homie?
Don't worry about me. I got friends.
But Bear wants traditional Thanksgiving food. So I ain't never made no dressings. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. I'm just out here. We'll figure it out tomorrow.
It's gonna be bad, man. I can already tell, man. It's voicemail. But anyway, we're gonna have a happy Thanksgiving. It's Tuesday. We hope y'all have a blessed Thanksgiving. If you're traveling right now, traveling grace and mercy. And I promise next week we'll get into the shits. We'll get into all of that. All of the stuff we missed. We're gonna talk about it. India, tell the people where they can find you.
India.Marie on Instagram. Follow She Did Her Thing. Yeah.
Find me at BLove1911 on all social platforms. Please be sure to follow She and I Podcast on Instagram. Leave us a message at sheandipodcast@gmail.com. Watch, like, subscribe to the YouTube page. The vibes are over there. If you're listening and you're not watching, the vibes are over there. Go see the vibes. They're there. Never play yourself because the vibes are over there. There you go. And we will be back, man. I am so grateful and thankful for each and every one of y'all for tuning in each and every week. If it's your first time, don't make it the last time. Come back and holler at us again. But in the meantime, in between time, it's been real. It's been fun. Out.